Hello, my YouTube world. This is Johnny Mo. My little point, slap point there for you. There you go, slapping point. This is Johnny Mo. That's all I got, man. I'm done. This video's over. It's all I got. I just slap point. That's it. You know, I could just put it on YouTube right now and get like 1,000 views just for slapping point. Just kidding, man. That's a good one, guys. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about stress. I want to explain to you something that's happened to me, and I want to try to change your perspective. I want you to see things a little bit in different view as you're building your business, because April, May, June for most of the country is like go time, and I understand that you got to go, but I don't want you to miss out on taking years off the end of your life because you're so stressed, you're so overworked, anxiety has just set in. You're like, well, how am I going to get this work done? How am I going to get this work done? It always gets done. It just does. It gets done. And what is the worst possible outcome? You know, that's what I want you to think of. Now, I'm going to tell you a story, and we're going to go back to the worst possible outcome. So let me tell you a story that happened to me on Monday. So Monday we're running. You know, it's time to hit the ground running. We got to get all this stuff done. We've got mulching, trimmings. We got all this stuff to do. And the deck fell off of my mower. Literally, the bolt came out. It wasn't tightened. And as you know, I only got like 10 hours on this mower. I haven't even used it but 2 days. The deck fell off. So I had to go home. Couldn't fix it in the field because I needed a level piece of cement to make sure it was level. And we wasted an hour right there. Luckily, we were in the same neighborhood, so I wasted an hour. We get back out, it starts pouring. So it poured down rain from 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock the next day. And so I wake up. I'm like, I got six more lawns to do from that day. Not sure how this deck is going to perform. A lot of uncertainty. Like, oh man, we're already backed up. We got to go. And I'm starting to feel the anxiety. It's not starting to feel, you know, like I'm not enjoying this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I didn't get in business for this. There's so much stress involved. Generally, business owners won't talk to you about that. They generally talk to you about how great businesses are. But you know me, I keep it 100. 100. You know, I felt really stressed. I felt the anxiety coming on. And what happened was I was running around the house. I was getting stuff ready to go. And my daughter wakes up and says she doesn't feel good. Her stomach hurts. She might need to stay home from school. My wife is doing, you know, state testing at school, so she couldn't stay home. Well, that leaves me at home when I'm already backed up. And then I got Tuesday's list plus Monday's list. And then we got a big project on Wednesday, which is today, and it's pouring down rain again. And so I'm looking at my daughter, and I'm realizing what's possibly going to happen today is I'm going to have to stay home. And I have anxiousness and anger towards my daughter because she's sick. And then it just snapped at me. I said, what are you doing? This little girl does not want to be sick. And you're more worried about getting your stuff done instead of the needs, or you're a little bit more upset with your wife inside. You know, you're not proclaiming it, you're not demonstrating it, but you know inside that you're angry because she can't take the day off. And doesn't she understand? You know, I have to get all this stuff done. What does that cause from? That's caused from stress and anxiety over business. This is not what you created your business for. This isn't. You know, there are stressful times, there are go times, and I get it. The problem is, it never seems to end. It's always go time. You're always running 100. You're always, boom, 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 you're running. What happens when you're constantly running full speed? What happens is when you trip and fall, it hurts more. You've got to be able to bring yourself back to a jog or to a light walk and say, you know what? What's the worst possible thing that can happen if I don't get this work done? Oh no, you don't get it done before the end of the week, Saturday. You know, well then guess what? It looks like I'm going to do Friday schedule on Monday, and then I'm going to put that Friday schedule back on schedule on Friday. So I'll do them twice next week. And, you know, the worst possible outcome is you may lose a client. Oh well. You know what I mean? Not that you want to lose a client, but I think that we need to get back on a more of a scale of, I told a business owner yesterday who was going through the same thing. He called me up. He's like, Johnny, man, I'm just so stressed. I don't think I'm going to make the date. I'm having trouble. I said, what you need to do is put the key in the ignition and turn off the I care button. And he was like, whoa, that's good. The I care button. Yeah, turn that off. You know what I mean? Because we're caring about everyone else but ourselves. Inside, I have anxiety and stress towards two people I love very dearly who are more important than any lawnmower or any lawn account that I have. And I'm about ready to snap inside because they're interrupting what I have going on. I did not get in business for this. I did not get in business to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week and never enjoy life. You know, April, May, June. So I want to give you some tips on how to cut back. Stop taking on new clients. The phone is ringing. Most of the people that are calling right now, they're calling because they haven't got their first cut in and they want you to come and knock it down for them or get it back in shape for them. And it's a waste of your time. If you're an established business, and like most of the people that watch this channel are trying to become, you do not want to waste your time doing that. It's just not a good thing to do. Another thing is, saying no liberates you and creates freedom in your life. You don't have to be everything to all people. You know, there's a saying I have, your lack of preparation doesn't constitute my emergency. You know, you'll get calls on, well, I got this to do, I got this to do, ah! And I'm like, yeah? Why did you wait to the last minute? And like, oh, you're a jerk, Johnny. You're a jerk. You got all the answers. You're a jerk. No. What I'm saying is, you can't get yourself all worked up. Because in the end, I've said this so many times before, when you're on your deathbed, your family's surrounding you, hopefully your wife, your children, your grandchildren, I hope that you live a long, great life. But if you continue to work in anxiety, if you continue to work in an overload of adrenaline, epinephrine, all anxiety is just simply it's a formulation. I'm very good at this stuff because I had anxiety to the point where I needed to see a counselor. Back in 2009, I had a nervous breakdown. And, yeah, I'm telling you, I had a nervous breakdown. So I discovered the secret to anxiety. Anxiety is just, all it is when you're having panic attacks, it's just an overproduction of adrenaline from your adrenal glands. Meaning, like, what's supposed to happen is, say you walk around the corner and there's a lion there and it just scared you. And all of a sudden your heart's pumping, you're getting dizzy because you got so much blood running and you're like, oh, you're all nervous. It's there so you can run and burn that adrenaline off. What happens with people who are overactive in panic attacks or high anxiety attacks is that you could be walking down the street for no reason at all. Your adrenaline just starts, boom, it goes through the roof, and you're sitting there, your heart's pounding, you're dizzy, you don't know what's going on. Is because it's overactive. And so what I discovered is, you know, I do a lot of meditation. I just learned how to combat it. And back then in 2009, I did something very strategic. I cut the business. I cut it down to the point where I could manage it and do it. And I felt such a freedom and release. And what happened was I was still making money. And I felt like, wow, you know, I can get all this work done and come home and feel relaxed instead of if you continue to live like this, if you continue to live at a high rate, you're going to knock years off your life. And when it's all said and done, you're not going to sit there with your family like, I wish I would have cut my Monday route today. When it's all said and done, you're not going to think about, oh, I didn't trim those bushes. And so what you have to begin to think of, and I'm trying to save you young business owners years of frustration, you got to use the word no. You got to know your numbers. You got to become financially free. These are steps to cut anxiety out. I'm not saying that you won't have stressful times. What I am saying is I don't want you to run 100% of the time. There are times to run. Don't get me wrong. But if you're running, when little things like a deck falling off or it rains gets in your way, when you fall, it hurts more. Do you understand? Like if you're running full speed and you trip and fall, the damage from that fall is going to hurt a lot more than if you were just jogging or you're walking. You trip, if you're walking, you might even be able to catch yourself and boom, you might be able to stabilize yourself before you do damage to yourself. And that's what this video is about. This video is about saying no. This video is about becoming financially free. This video is about adding years to your life. Your business plan should have times of relaxation in there. You should be taking 1 day a week off at least. You know, if God said 7 days, 6 days man shall work, the seventh so he rest, that's it. You know, Sunday comes, well, John, what if you didn't finish all your work? Then I didn't finish all my work. You know what I mean? Then I just go on Monday. You know, what is the what's the worst that can happen? You could lose a client. You know, if you follow my videos, you know that I am I'm a mutual fund account approach where not one client can steal away over 20% of my business where, oh, now I'm in trouble. You know, if I lose a $60 client, you know, $60 a week client, oh, well. You know what I mean? Or if you lose $100 or $200, it's not going to kill you is what I'm saying. So I want you to change your perspective. I don't want you to have to go through these high anxiety moments where you end up talking to a counselor. That's right. Mr. Faith Guy, Mr. Minister, sitting talking to a counselor, wondering what happened. Now, there were some things that preceded my panic attacks that, you know, I had a botched operation that took 6 months to heal from. That probably started the high anxiety moment, but the stress of the business did not help. It was like, how are we going to get all this work done? How are we going to... And this is what you do, April, May, June, and July. Oh, how are you going to get this? Oh. And you live like that, and everyone around you can't stand you. Even me, right now, I was starting to get that anxious moment, like, oh, how am I going to get this work done? How am I going to get this work done? And I'm like, stop. Just sit down, think this through. What if you took today off? Sure, the most popular answer would be, well, you should have a manager in place, you should have a foreman, you should have a crew. And I agree that those things would help those out. There's no doubt. That's sound business advice. The truth of the matter is, more than likely, it's going to take many, 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 many years, if at all you can even pull that off. To pull that off in the lawn care game, that's a serious, serious thing. I have done that. And it has helped, but also added stress on the other end where there's other stresses entitled with that. Having employees, having your crew out there, fielding complaints. There's other stresses entitled. So you have other different types of stress. So don't think that that's just the answer. It is an answer, but it might not be the right answer for you, especially if you're solo. You know. So the keys to this video, the takeaway, what you want to walk away from, you want to take away from this video is, number one, monitor your stress. Say no to work that you really don't need. Be very careful of running all the time because when something slips you up, it's going to hurt more. Get financially free. Know your numbers. You know, guys, trust me, go 4 days a week in mowing. So if it rains 2, you still got a shot. You know what I mean? You know, make enough money to make your life financially free and able to do what you need to do so that you can live the way that you want to live. And that's something that comes from sitting down in office and asking yourself, how do I want to live? What do I want to do? What do I want to be like? And these are all questions. These are questions. So give me some thoughts on how you deal with anxiety, how you're dealing with stress. Comment down below and just say, you know what? I am dealing with these things. Because I can tell you what, I almost cried when I looked at my daughter who was sick, and she didn't want to be sick, and I'm sitting here thinking like, do you really have to be sick right now? That's how this business can negatively affect your life, the life that really matters. Business does not matter when it comes to the priorities of the love of your family. If you lose your family because of a business, all you have is a business that gets you stressed and it's going to take years off your life. This is Johnny Moe. This is keeping it 100% real. Thank you for watching.